Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. Thanks for checking in with me today. I'm up about on Tastyworks. I'm up about $130, and then I'm up another $115 on NinjaTrader for futures trading, which I'll get to in a second. But if you made money today, comment below, got paid. If you lost money today, comment, learned a lesson. And if you could do me a big favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo. We have links in the description to our Discord, our options trading group on Facebook, and the UVH Academy if you're learning how to trade. Now, getting into it, today I really didn't do a lot of options trading. I mostly was focusing on NinjaTrader, doing some futures trading, trying to figure out how the platform worked. But on Tastyworks, I was swinging the 125 calls here on Apple, which is pretty much it for me for Apple. I swung, let's see here, what do we do here? Yeah, we swung the 125 calls yesterday, bought them for $1.38, sold them for $2.13. So, it was a pretty healthy bump. Apple was kind of crazy out the gate. Today it opened up, gapped up, came down to 124 area, 125 area, then pushed up to 127. Sorry, Tastyworks charts are a little bit hard to read. Push up to 127. I sold, it was like 125.50 when I sold it. It was like 125.50 right around the open. Push up to 127. Then, we had, just some overall selling. Apple still closed up $1.58, but it wasn't glamorous. Bulls ate, the Bears ate today. And if you didn't take profits, you got crushed. So I took profits, thankfully. And then on Lululemon, I was in a trade, lost $19 on, was in a credit put spread. Now, Lululemon, this was a UVH Academy trade that I had on. So on February 22nd, I put this trade on. I was selling the 315 put. I was long the 310, so it was a credit put spread. This I got a $1.82 credit. At one point was max loss as the market tanked at the end of that last month into early March. Market tanked, Lululemon tanked. Today came back down to break even at open. So close it out for a $19 loss. So definitely way better than losing $320 on here. Max loss was like $320, $318. If you want to be precise. But this thing popped up to $316. It came all the way down to $305. So right now, that was in 2021 the first loss in the UVH Academy. The first loss out of 6 trades. Or was it 7 trades? I don't know. Out of 6 or 7 trades, that was my first loss in 2021. February trades are all closed out, so I'm going to publish what my track record was in February. But right now, that was my first loss, so I'm thankful. Came back, only lost $19. It expires this week, and definitely glad that I cut it, because now that if I look at this thing, they got earnings too. If I look at this thing is now, now's worth $3.40. So I bought it back at $2. Now this spread's worth $3.40, so I would have been down another $140 on top of that. So I would have lost down $160 at close. So sometimes sure, I could have rolled, I could have done a lot of things, but sometimes just cut the loss and move on. Sometimes it feels better than to have that baggage. Now that was pretty much it for me on options today. So futures, I did close the day up 115. I was up 300, but I just kept messing with it. I kind of show you here, kind of some of my entries. I was testing out. So what I was doing here, let me move this over here. So I was testing the NinjaTrader. I'm going to do some videos on this. I was testing out NinjaTrader. As you can see, I did quite a few trades today in here. I was testing out the KISS order flow instrument, just kind of seeing how it goes, seeing how it tracks the volume, deltas, that whole thing. Earlier this morning, so at market open, I was down here. So in this area, I got a little, I'll be honest with you, I did fat finger some things today. I pushed the button instead of closing my position. I actually doubled my position. So this morning out the gate, I was down $150, through all of this. And then, towards the end of the day, I did start getting short up in here, and then I sold down in here, closed my position, and I was up 300, and then I kept messing with it. And sometimes, like today, I was testing things, so I was over trading a little bit. Sometimes when, it gets later in the afternoon, it gets harder to make money, or kind of harder to see which way the market's going to go, especially at close. I mean, we had another second leg here, made some money on the downside here, but then started losing it. This is where I lost $200 right in here. I lost $200 in here on the push up, kept stopping me out, and then, we came lower. What I was thinking of, looking at the futures, very interesting to me. I knew they were going to close it below or at the 50-day moving average today on NASDAQ. And look what they did today. They pushed it above. They pushed NASDAQ above the 50-day, got rejected, and that's when I started getting short, because I'm like, you know what? There's a good chance. It's been pinged, and we've been talking about this for a couple days. It's been pinged between the 10-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, and right now we're right here, and it closed. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. I mean, it closed directly on the 50-day moving average. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't. Like, this line is right here. Here's the 50-day moving average. It closed right at it, right on it for the most part. It's just insane. So, now that I have a good feeling, I mean, this is my first day, my second day really trading on NinjaTrader. To give you some background, I did deposit $2,000 in here. I'm up $156 on this account. Made $115 today. Probably going to be down, because since I did so many trades today, probably going to pay some commission. So this $2,156 balance probably going to go down to 2130, I would imagine, probably around 2130. I don't know why they don't show your commissions in here. I'll do a full video on this later, but I don't know why they don't tell you how much you're paid today. It just says 0. I don't know. I'm not sure. But right now, we're just gonna go with it. We're green on the account, so I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around on there, and I'm gonna be doing some YouTube videos. But again, what I'm looking at here, 50-day, between the 10-day and the 50-day, what's it going to do here? Is it going to bounce? Tomorrow we do have some concerns tomorrow, okay? I'm going to talk about SPY. I'm going to talk about some other things here in a second too. But let me bring up the schedule. So tomorrow we're going to have, the Fed is going to finalize their meeting. They're going to have the rate announcement at 2 p.m. Eastern time, 2:30 p.m. Powell's going to come out and say, hey guys, everything is great or everything's not great. And, kind of what, everyone's saying or what everyone's looking for right now is they're wondering if Powell is going to change his tone, because there's been a lot of good things happening. There's, COVID numbers are going down, vaccines coming out, and, they're seeing if his current policy is still going to be ideal for the future. Does he need to raise rates? Is inflation going to be a thing? I know we just heard from him. He said it's not going to be a thing, but with the stimulus coming out and all this stuff, I mean, maybe inflation is going to be a thing, and maybe they need to, raise rates a little bit. I don't know. So that's really what we're looking at here. Expectations, obviously, no change in interest rates. It's not really what's happening now that people are concerned. It's what's happening in the future. What is Powell, thinking about in the future? What is he, is the way he's looking at the economic outlook, the future, changing or not? Is it the same? Is it Mr. Doom and Gloom, things are bad, or is it going to be like, hey, things are going to be so great, we're going to raise rates? We don't know, but we're going to find out tomorrow. So just be mindful, tomorrow, if you haven't ever traded on a Fed day, maybe tomorrow is not the day for you. Okay, maybe tomorrow is not the day for you. I'll just be honest with you, okay? Because it's tough. It's tough. SPY today, closed. I mean, did hit all-time highs, did close below, But I mean, ever since we gapped up on SPY, but then just, you know, we made a high here, 397. Then we made another high here, 397.38, and then another high here, just sub 397. So, I mean, right now, SPY is a little bit extended for the 10-day. I think that we could pull back a little bit. We don't want to, you know, really go below 393. I think if you get below 393, we're going to be trapped in this purgatory, which we were in. We recently got out of there, which is kind of blue skies ahead, but, you know, it's tough. You know, some stocks like Boeing, I mean, Boeing was last couple days just getting ripped. I mean, from 278 down to 254. I didn't trade it all, but I mean, when you see a chart like this is getting, again, a bit extended. I was looking for like 240-ish on Boeing, so around 240 I might look to get long here, try to buy at support, try to sell these spikes, buy at support, sell the spikes, buy at support. I mean, that's all we can really do. But I mean, even the banks were getting hit today too. JP Morgan has been running for a couple months now, came back below the 10-day moving average. Goldman Sachs also came down, tested the 10-day moving average, bounced up. So I mean, things are not looking horrible, but the question is, are we going to get some significant pullback after a lot of these stocks have been running? I mean, Apple today did close green, but I mean, it's not great here between the 50-day and the 10-day moving average. Netflix had actually a really good day, but what you don't like to see here is, look at this. Again, tap the 50-day moving average, got rejected, smashing down. So there's a lot of questionable things right now happening in the market. We're waiting to see what Powell's going to do. I'm waiting to see what Powell's going to do. I'm going to keep trading in NinjaTrader some futures, hopefully keep a little bit more money and not overtrade. And I'm looking to get some of those automated strategies set up, and I'll share with you guys. So if you watched this video to the end, comment watch to the end. And as always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.